to you by
youth, elderly, and persons with disabilities. It's time to choose our leaders. Let's show up and participate in the special interest group elections. Starting June through August this year. Your vote, your voice. My vote, my voice. This message is brought to you by the Uganda Electoral Commission.
Hello there and welcome to News Tonight this Monday, the 7th day of July 2025. First of all, let's have a look at our top stories.
brought to you by
Uniquely Ours. Explore Uganda.
President Yoweri Museveni starts parish development model tours in Wakiso district. President Museveni hails level of preparedness as Africa Rugby Cup starts Tuesday, July 8th. National Identification Registration Authority announces start of mass registration of learners. And 4 family members killed 10 kilometers along Bombo Road as Sino truck rams into family house.
brought to you by
Uniquely Ours. Explore Uganda.
Hello there and welcome once again. We are coming to you live online and on air from Broadcasting House here on Nile Avenue. On sign language it is Senyomo Yusuf and I am Rukidi Kiijanangoma. President Yoweri Museveni has kicked off his parish development model tours in Wakiso district. Museveni met 15 groups of metal fabricators and carpenters he had supported with modern machines at the National Agricultural Research Center in Kawanda. He pledged to support them with more capital to expand their businesses. We have more in this story.
Along Bombo Gulu Highway is Kagoma United Metal Fabricators Skilling Center, located in Kagoma Maganjo B village in Wakiso district. It was established in 2018 under the presidential initiative Common User Facility at a tune of 1 billion shillings.
We are very much aware that the president in 2016 came up with a program of Common User Facility model to see that we can support the artisans, those in welding, those in metal fabrications, the mechanics, the informal sector, the transporters, the border borders, the market people. And today, as he's coming to see how his initiatives have transformed the communities, we are here at Kagoma, Maganjo, where he gave 2 sets of machines, sets of metal fabrication and sets of furniture. And he wanted to see that these people into the artisan communities move from the primitive mode of production to modern mode of production in order to enable them to promote import substitution.
Apart from skilling the youth in Wakiso and Kampala, the machines are used to manufacture wheelbarrows, meter box, tukutuku and truck beds, cases for school-going children, lockers, door frames and gutters, among others.
For His Excellency's intervention, these people used to go to industrial area, used to go to Katwe to fabricate, to bend and cut their machines. But now this Common User Facility Center here serves people from Luwero, from Bombo, from Kagoma, from Maganjo, from Kawempe, and it is one of the so many, about 20 groups that benefited. These are state-of-the-art machines which are now in 2 communities. We are here to testify to the public. Those people and the politicians like Honorable Semuju, who always says that the money in State House is only used for Mzei's welfare, food and dressing. It is wrong. That is negative propaganda. That is being self-centered, because for them they receive big amounts of salary. But when the president invests in such billions of machines and they only criticize it. So politicians,
It was here that President Museveni made his first stopover as he kicked off his PDM tours in Wakiso. Addressing the beneficiaries at National Agricultural Research Center in Kawanda, Museveni expressed his gratitude that the facilities he established some time back are still operational.
I'm happy to see you
musanyufu okuba nti abalaba
and that the seed we planted is still there.
nti kuba ensigo gye twasiga ekyaliwo.
You shouldn't worry about the problems you may have.
nga wadde waliwo ebizibu bye mwayitamu.
That's not strange because people are beginning make mistakes.
He pledged to add more capital for the beneficiaries to increase their fabrication and carpentry business.
So now that you are here,
kati nga muli wano
and my office are still in connection with you,
nga era n'abakozi be ab'omu office mu State House bakyalina akajegere nammwe,
we shall do whatever else you need to support you.
tujja kola kyonna enduulu ez'amaanyi. Mwe President abagambye muyimuke mwebaze mmwe. Omukulembeze agambye nti bagenda kukola kyonna okulaba nga abayamba.
Like the ones of Kagoma,
nga bano bayiseeko balambudde e Kagoma,
the machines are doing well.
ebyuma bikola bulungi,
They know how to use them.
bamanyi obikozesa.
But they said they had a problem of raw materials in enough quantities.
naye ng'ekizibu kye balina tebalina bintu bye bakyusaamu ebimala okukola products ez'enjawulo oba ebintu eby'enjawulo.
Ebyokukozesa bye bakozesa tebimala.
Emuzeeyi.
So that's simple. I will give you more support so that you have got more raw materials.
Museveni later inspected Jaluwajala, Chira, Kasangat and Matuga Road. The construction on 21 kilometers road kicked off in 2021, constructed by Siko, a Chinese construction company. The works have installed due to delayed compensation of the affected landowners by government.
The challenge which we still face with the contractor not progressing as fast as we would is the compensation for land, because that's a responsibility of government to provide land for the contractor. The contractor is fully mobilized, he has enough equipment, he has enough materials.
According to the Minister of Roads and Transport, General Edward Katumba Wamala, about 90 billion shillings is needed to complete the construction works. Philip Aguta for UBC News in Wakiso.
Thanks, Philip, for that story there. Meanwhile, President Yoweri Museveni has commended Luze Isaac, a resident of Migade in Gombe Town Council in Wakiso District, for embracing government wealth creation program, which has helped him join the money economy. This has been part of activities of the presidential wealth creation tours as he kicked off the 5-day visit in Wakiso District. Robert Onyango reports.
In youth, we have given to 1,603. Then for PWDs, we have given to 101. For elderly, we have given to 569.
President Yoweri Museveni has started a 5-day wealth creation visit to Wakiso District and made a second stopover in Gombe Town Council in Nansana Municipality. The Parish Development Model Officer, Nansana Municipality focal person, Dr. Edwin Semambo, says when it comes to enterprise selection, many homesteads in Nansana have taken up poultry.
Poultry has taken the lion's share. We have given to households Lukumi, 4,179, and they have taken 3.9 billion, which is 52.4%.
Here, President Museveni visited Luze Isaac, a resident of Migade in Gombe, Wakiso District.
mukweyanza kulembera obulungi eggwanga okutendeka amagye obulungi.
Kati njagala kwebaza omwami Luze okuyitikira ensomesa yaffe okuwuliriza enjiri yaffe n'akozesa akakadde kamu okugoba obwavu omumaka.
He is a beneficiary of the 2023 Parish Development Model Program.
Ssente ezo nga twakaziwulira twakola ekibiina ekyo tukituuma erinnya Kinjidde Pigale Wekembe, kirimu bamemba 26. Ku bamemba 26 kwakaganyulwako bamemba 2.
Yes, we have not wasted. I think you can see the 1 million that we gave this gentleman here, and you've interviewed him very well. 1 million right now, we can see that the whole portfolio of his investment right now from 1 million is 5 million.
Testimonies show that government money has brought relief to many homesteads.
Wakiso is part of Kampala Metropolitan. What is very, very clear and evident is that majority of our people, even those in the urban areas, despite the fact that they have very, very small pieces of land, they have adopted the preaching and the message of His Excellency the President to ensure that at least one of the 7 or more of the enterprises that His Excellency the President has always talked about is part and parcel of their courtyard.
Luze sees himself as one of those who has already set the first footstep in his future.
Mwekyusizza obulamu bwange nnyo olw'ensonga nti embizzi bwezaala ntunda abaana nenfuna ssente. Enkoko ezo zaava mu PDM ntetenkanya nenzija eri nenteeka wano Moroko nengula emmere teeka wali mu Kreira bwe ntyo obukuta n'obusa bw'embizzi bugenda mu lusuku luno.
Okuba twaba mu nsiko twali tumanyi nti ensi okukulaakulana waliwo ebyenkulaakulana, enguudo, amasanyalazi, abakulembeze abasinga boogera ku ebyo. Naye ffe ne tugamba okwongera ku nkulaakulana olina okubeera n'obugagga mu buli mwaka. Ekintu ekyo abantu bali tebakifaako nnyo. Twatandika dda twaleeta esente ez'entandikwa ne tuziteeka ku ggombolola ne bazirira eyo. Twasindika ebintu ogenda kutuuka 2013 nayitayitamu nembuuza nti nadizinga byebakola tebirabika. Kwe kuleeta abasirikale abaje basabe Operation Wealth Creation. Ebyo byonna biri ku kintu kimu ogoba obwavu mu maka g'omunaku.
President Museveni will also check on key government projects in Wakiso as part of the 5-day tour. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
PDM changing lives of ordinary Ugandans. Now, President Yoweri Museveni has welcomed top rugby officials to Uganda, reaffirming the country's readiness to host the 2025 Rugby Africa Cup, a key qualifier for the Rugby World Cup. Meeting the President at State Lodge Nakasero, where Rugby Africa President Herbert Mensah was accompanied by senior officials from the continental and global rugby parties.
President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has praised rugby as a sport rooted in discipline, unity and strength, values he said are vital for national development.
Rugby is like football, some of the other sports are sort of individual excellence, but some are, you can see you can only succeed if you work as a team. And rugby is one of those that must be, that needs collective effort.
He also thanked Rugby Africa for including Uganda on the ongoing Web Ellis Rugby World Cup Trophy Tour and noted the significance of Uganda hosting this year's Rugby Africa Cup. Responding to compliments about Uganda's facilities, President Museveni said the country is just getting started.
I'm surprised to hear you praising us that we have developed the infrastructure. We haven't done much yet. The only thing we have done is just peace, because Uganda had collapsed. Uganda had become a failed state.
The president also reflected on sport's global impact, calling it a force for unity, especially in today's divided world.
We are very active members of the Commonwealth. And I've been telling, when I met Her Majesty, the first time I met her in 1987, I told her that, Your Majesty, the Commonwealth is maybe the only meeting, the only international meeting where I attend and I don't have to have earphones for translation. So therefore, all these mechanisms to bring these 2.5 billion people together is very important.
He shared a personal touch, recalling his own sporting past.
Me, I was a footballer, a cricketer, but I watched those rugby people. They were there. So I'm glad our daughters are doing very well. Where are those tough girls?
President Museveni also paid tribute to Uganda's women athletes, saying they've carried the national flag with honor. Rugby Africa President Herbert Mensah commended the president for his commitment to youth and sports, describing Uganda as a rising force on the continent.
Your Excellency, I'd like to thank you for the extraordinary investment you've made in the greatest game on earth, rugby, the principles of which define, I think, life in general. Uganda, under your leadership, have become the champions of the sevens game at the AU Games in Ghana, the inaugural games where rugby was introduced for the first time.
He cited peace, infrastructure, and leadership as key reasons Uganda was chosen to host the 2025 Rugby Africa Cup. Also speaking was Dr. Jonathan Webb, Vice Chair of World Rugby, who said Uganda has shown its readiness to be part of the global rugby conversation.
And on behalf of World Rugby, we are absolutely committed to work with you to develop that, to grow the game, to demonstrate to people what rugby can do to lives, to individual lives, to communities, and to whole countries.
Minister of State for Sports, Honel Peter Ogwang, said the tournament will be a milestone for Uganda's sporting profile and youth engagement.
The hosting this international sports event will not only inspire the youth, but also beneficial to bring in more visitors to Uganda through sports.
Ngabo Amon, reporting for UBS TV.
A news just in, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has said poor service delivery in Kampala Metropolitan is as a result of voters who are hoodwinked by talkative opposition politicians who fail to lobby for their communities. He was addressing a public rally at Wampeo, Kasanga Titan Council in Wakiso district. Mr. Museveni called upon the youth to support the NRM party for effective service delivery, promising ghetto youth more funds to improve their livelihood. Take a watch.
We are adding this money for the ghetto.
Tugasseeko ne ssente za ghetto.
Is the money?
Zino ssente nnyangu ab'emikwano.
You should take it and use it and bring it back so that others use it.
Muzitwale muzikozese bulungi ate musobole okuzikomyawo mu budde ne bannamwe basobole okufuna.
Finally, I will support you to go to Chankwanza and get some training.
Nga maliriza njagala okubakakasa nti nja kubateekerateekera mugende e Chankwanzi musobole okwongera okubangulwa.
Naye in the Kalulu,
naye mu kiseera ekya Kalulu,
Please, you chase away these opposition people.
Mufube okulaba nga mugoba bano abatawagira gavumenti.
Kubanga baye kigwanizi babeta ba kigwanizi.
Bannakigwanyizi.
Tebabafaako kubanga bebande badde kati wano Mutenda Damulira nekuteesa kati awo ekibuuzo wekigira awo ekibuuzo kiri nti Damulira okujja eno okubanoonya abaka bamwe ba parliament bali bakola ki? Naye bafuna misaala, emisaala gya gavumenti tebagizira. Naye enkola ya gavumenti tebagyogerako. Tebabanja byammwe, tebalondoora, esente nezijja ne bazibbira mu kkubo, tebafaayo. Kati abo mulonda baaki? Kati awo fe Abaganda b'omu Lukoola tulina engero zaffe. Waliwo olugero olugamba nti omuggo oguli ku muliraano teggobango. Nze ndi mu gavumenti mbawagira naye basi katuwulirize, ndi mu gavumenti mbawagira naye ndiwalako. Kyetaaga omubaka wammwe oba wano kumpi, omugo oguli mu nnyumba gwe gusobola okugoba engwe kubanga guli kumpi. Mulonde ababaka ababafaako. Kati geto zino okufuna ebizibu gwali musango gw'abantu okubawubya. Kubanga mumaze emyaka nga 30 muli ba opposition. Sebagala, simanyi baani, Sebaana Kizito, mwera mwabo, kati mulese Bobi Wine. Abo bonna tebabafaako. N'olwekyo njagala okubasaba nti ku luno mwenunule. Mununule ekitundu kyammwe mufune obukulembeze obubafaako.
Museveni addressing the youth at Wampeo in Kasangati Town Council, Wakiso District. News Tonight now takes a short break, but we'll be returning with much more. Do stay with us.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo. Star 165 star 80 hash. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You will now enter the draw to win school fees for your child for a whole year.
Explore Uganda.
You got us on your wallet. Bobby, again! What's the drama?
Drama? Colleagues, elections for special interest groups are calling. SIGs, elections, youth, PWDs, elderly. It's time to vote for our leaders, June through August. From village to parish to district to nationals, youth, PWDs, elderly. It's time, go vote your leaders.
No!
F-O-B! Elections are supposed to be peaceful. Easy vote, okay?
Youth, elderly, and persons with disabilities. It's time to choose our leaders. Let's show up and participate in the special interest group elections. Starting June through August this year. Your vote, your voice. My vote, my voice. This message is brought to you by the Uganda Electoral Commission.
At UNOC, we believe in safety.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo. Dial *165 *80 hash. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You will now enter the draw to win school fees for your child for a whole year.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the Rider Selection Campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety, and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll free 0800-335-555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.
Break, and this is News Tonight here on UBC TV. It's about time now we look at Buza Commissioner segment, where the Commissioner General of Uganda Revenue Authority gets the chance to answer some of the questions that you sent to him in the course of the week.
Buza Commissioner.
Uganda might not be having something, and then I cross the border to go and get what Uganda doesn't have. It is actually taxed heavily. I travel to Juba. As I talk now, my tins of milk are at the airfield. They are being captured there. They are telling me, URA is telling me I should pay 300,000 for me to get 6 tins of milk. So what is that?
Now, Fiona, I think again here, there is some missing information. First of all, if you have bought your milk from South Sudan, which is not prohibited, and you're bringing it into the country, if it is for home consumption and it's below the threshold of $2,000 and you're accompanying your goods, you're coming with it, it's not for business purposes, you'll get it in tax-free. But if you're bringing quantities that are for commercial purposes and they're above that threshold, then the applicable taxes apply. For milk, if it is milk made in South Sudan, which I doubt, I don't know if there is any milk coming from South Sudan, because it is part of the ESC, there would be no import duty. But I imagine this is milk that maybe came from Denmark, then to South Sudan, and now you're bringing it into Uganda. There is a tax, an import duty of 60%. Yes, it is high. Why? Because Uganda must protect its local industries. If you've heard of a factory called Lato, they produce Lato milk. That factory is producing one of the best powdered milk for the region. And most of our shelves now in Uganda have Lato powdered milk. So in a very deliberate effort by the government of Uganda to protect its own industries for goods that are manufactured here or goods that are produced here, the tax on importation is slightly high. That's why imported milk from Denmark, from outside the EAC, you have to pay an import duty of 60%. So my advice to you, Fiona, please buy Ugandan-made milk and you will not suffer with any taxes. But if you do, please be ready to pay the relevant tax because Uganda must protect her own industries and cause her own growth before we support other nations to grow their factories. So these are very important questions, all coming from that video recording by Fiona. I thank you for your questions and I look forward to further engagement. And as I've promised, we will come to your region and we'll have a longer time to discuss a number of issues that you may have with tax. Thank you very much. May God bless you.
Buza Kamiso now. Now you can get direct answers. Send your tax-related questions via WhatsApp or SMS to 0790-141-887 and the Commissioner General of URA, John Musinguzi, will personally address them. Buza Kamiso now.
And I'm afraid we've got to leave it at that, but up next here on UBC TV is The Front Bench with Jethro Kaseji, and we understand tonight they're going to be looking at driving legal reforms to facilitate transformation and development of Uganda. Over to you, Jethro.
Now, driving legal reforms to facilitate development and transformation in Uganda is one of the major roles of the Uganda Law Reform Commission. It is a statutory body that was established in 1990, but also in the Constitution of Uganda, that is Article 248 of the Constitution, it has a mandate to study the laws and amend them where necessary. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall be understanding tonight on the front bench what the Commission has done to ensure that Uganda is transformed but also developing in one way or another. We have hosted a number of commissions. We did host the Health Service Commission, we did host the Education Service Commission, but all these commissions really play different roles but very pivotal when it comes to the transformation of this nation. Ladies and gentlemen, join me to welcome the Secretary of the Uganda Law Reform Commission, that is Jackie Akuno. Good to have you on the show, Secretary.
Oh, thank you. And good evening, viewers, and welcome to the front bench.
Thank you so much, Secretary. I also do have the pleasure to host one of the senior officials within the Commission, that is Mr. Rutaremwa Kenneth. Good to have you on the show, Mr. Kenneth.
Thank you very much. Good evening, viewers. I'm happy to be at the front bench. Good evening.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, what you have to do is to be part of this conversation, of course, using that hashtag, that is UBC Frontbench, but of course, sending in your questions and comments on our WhatsApp number. At a later time, I will be sampling some of them on the show. For now, let's get started. I am Jethro Kasaiji.
Oh, Uganda.